Next thing is seeing him apologizing. You see, now it's a secret. She's just telling you guys the secret. Very interesting topic that I want us to digest. Sometime I go to this group. The name of the group is Things About Relationship. I think the answer marriage secrets. Most of the times the counselors will run counseling based on their own understanding. And nowadays, I have found so interesting to dive into people's opinion, and you discover that they have answer to their problem. We have answer to our problem. Let's write together and we will see how the public, the masses handled this topic. 60% of struggle in marriage or in relationships were caused by this. And the question says, what can I do to be quiet when my husband is talking? Probably there have been a serious issues that occur as a result of her talking when the man is talking. Now, I don't want to always promote genderism in this channel. I always believe that do everything you know how to do to allow peace to reign in your relationship. And that is one of the questions this woman is asking. What can I do? In other words, she wants to be quiet. If that has been the issues, she wants it, but she couldn't. What we see here is over 3,000 responses, and I bet you some of them will give exact solution that you may ever want to hear from the counseling offices or marriage counselors. So let's deal with the response. It's fun and as well educational. Yeah, let's go. It says, take a breath and calm down. I like you because of this question you just asked. It means that you really want to become a better wife for your lucky husband. My sister, I will advise you to just take a deep breath and shut up until he finish talking to you and left. You will go to him and ask and say, okay, I'm sorry. Only this character can make your husband to love you like crazy. God bless you, my dear. So this man is giving a response, probably older person, because he is kind of talking as if he is talking to his daughter. You may see this question from another angle, and there will be critics, because you are not just a maid in that house that your husband will be talking, then all you will do is to shut your mouth up until he finishes, as if you are not allowed to even respond. No, you're not allowed to even talk and express yourself. But the question says, what will I do? What can I do to be quiet? So it's assumed that she want to be quiet. Probably she might have done something wrong. So she want to be quiet and see that there will be no escalation of trouble or problem from that which is going on already. So she want to be quiet until her husband finish. So the solution is wonderful. But from what I saw here, take a deep breath and shut up. There is no solution here. Because taking a deep breath or a deep breath wouldn't solve her situation, because probably she might have done that. I need a deeper response. My dear, I was once like this. Before my husband talk one, I will talk 10. I noticed that each time I talk back, it's always provoke my hobby and more, sometimes cause him to lay hands on me. My dear, I told God to forgive me. There's a lot of write-up here. I told God to give me the courage to always keep short whenever my hubby is talking. And to be honest, dear, my marriage will be 12 years this year. But I can say with all confidence that I just started enjoying my marriage like we just got married. Cause I have learned to always keep short whenever hubby is talking. I enjoy him more now in the sense that he loves me more, cares for me more, and gives me whatever I ask, even the one I did not ask. He called to ask if I need this or that. My dear, silence is golden, and it is really paying off in my marriage. But I always want to digest what I got from this answer. Even though we are reading it together, we are just reading what they wrote, but I believe shutting your mouth up is actually not mine. Because if I'm talking with my wife, I want us to discuss. I want her to respond. You don't just keep quiet because you are not a maid and you are not a sack. I want you to respond if I am asking a question, even if you have done something. What I hate, or what every one of us must hate, is someone claiming right when you are wrong. And this is an issue. So, one say, put water in your mouth. Don't swallow until he is done talking. Until he is done talking. Advice from my mama. Hey. Now, another person now asked this lady, what if I mistakenly swallow it? Funny. Fill your mouth with water. Don't pour it. Thank me later. Hey. Imagine. Now, another lady wrote here, decide in your heart that starting from today, when he talks, whether it is my fault or not, I will shut my mouth. The decision from your heart, cause when he starts, your heart will remind you your decision and you will follow. Only when you listen, it can help you. Only when you listen to it can help you. A lot of suggestion is coming up here. I was talking back to my husband, especially at our early years in marriage. It almost teared my home apart. Despite he is always at fault, so he is even the one at fault. But they will also expect you not to talk back. Now let's read on. Despite he is always at fault, but by God's grace, God made me realize that the devil was really taking advantage of our constant arguments. This is important. How it's a long write-up here. How it denied us of many blessings and goodness from God. Instead, it affected our spiritual, psychological, financial, love, life, and many aspects of our life. But I thank God today, things are no longer the same anymore, because God has helped me to overcome this weakness, though I really prayed about it. So now, even if my husband is angry and start talking, the Holy Spirit will just speak to me gently, not to answer him or say anything. And my dear, after that voice to me, no matter what he says, it will not move me at all. So my dear, it is only God that can help you in this, because at times men can be so annoying by the words they say to you. God will see you through and help you to overcome, just as he helped me to overcome. So now, this lady has just narrated a full essay here. So her situation was like a testimony now. She said something that want to make me say something here. even when he is at fault. You see, marriage is not a chef and the followers. Marriage is a communal and a mutual communication journey. If I communicate, because I'm saying this to some of the men who might have read this or who will hear this video or who will see this video and think that a woman must keep shut and shut up her mouth, it's not true. It's not true at all. A reasonable man will want the woman to express herself. I believe a real men out there will bear me witness. We don't say you shouldn't talk. As far as the man want to talk, the same the woman want to talk. It is about coming to a point. You know, we disagree to agree in life. It is about coming to at the end of a point that will help, that will be beneficial to the family. Might be wrong, but you have a point. For instance, if you are arguing of going to party, a celebration somewhere, and you want to give 2,000 euro or naira, or 2,000, you want to give a certain amount to the person, and you people doesn't have it, even though the person wants it, but you people doesn't have the money, an argument can, stir up. Even though the person wants that money, in other words, the person that is saying no may be wrong, but it is not going to benefit the home when you give the person such amount and the family will go strike hunger and the family will be starved. You see, this is how we logicalize the end result of every argument. So it's a negotiable situation. The woman has to talk, the man has to talk. Where it escalates to problem is when you don't want the man to also pour out his own point, because women will now override with their loud tone or many words, and it will look like the man is not making sense at all. Okay, now when the person stops talking, that is also the worst. You see, my understanding from this is a little bit different, but we are learning. However, they are making sense. One says, put water in your mouth. One says, decide not to talk. Let's continue. This one says, this is powerful. It works. Nice. This one says, if you can't be quiet for a moment whenever your husband is talking, meaning you don't have single respect for your husband. A man is writing this one. You better be careful. Meaning you don't have a single respect for your husband, meaning that you always see yourself as having an equal right with him. There is some certain position you place your husband. Example, seeing him as Jesus. He has a lot of right up here. But I wouldn't want to read this one because it won't make it's not gonna make the meaning that I want this video. Say this one say wisdom is profitable to be directed. It doesn't really matter who is at fault, but ability to say sorry on every life issue prevents you from realizing your temper, tantrum, and retain your modicum and conscience before him. When the lion in every man arises, respect is the only strategy that can calm him down. When he is about to mad at you, say sorry at him. Silent, suddenly, and never try to alter any word apart from sorry. He will surely come back to make peace with you. Then you will use the privilege to stylishly say, I understand this guy now. You will use the privilege to stylishly say what is in your mind. I now get this guy point, So he is not saying that you should not say what you want to say. He is trying to say, this Olabintan, Olakunle, he is saying that you shouldn't just keep quiet, but allow, when the man is stirred up, it will be beneficial and more healthy for you to shut your mouth, keep quiet, just decide not to say anything, and wait. Just say sorry. Whether you are at fault or not, just say sorry and let him go. Then that he will definitely come back to make it up to you, to seek for peace. And that time is a privilege for that person to now pour out and say stylishly. This is the word he used here. He said you can now stylishly say what is in your mind. You see, that is wonderful. It's not bad, because we apply wisdom in all we do, and you have to fetch out the wisdom you want to apply in your marriage. So this one say, be minding your business and think of how much is in your be minding your business and think of how much is in your bank account. Your mouth will go closed by force. You can imagine. This is a good tip. It's a psychological tip. So if you are minding your business by thinking how much you have in account, your mouth will just go shut. In other words, you will shut your ears from whatever the noise may be. Okay? Someone say you are 1 in 1,000, because mostly it is men who run away from women who talk or shout non-stop. I want to repeat this. You are 1 in 1,000, because mostly it is men who run away from women who talk or shout non-stop. Clap hand for you. Okay, he's clapping hand for the person who asked the question. However, if ever he starts shouting, maintain your cool. The question is, how do you maintain the cool now? Maintain your cool, and when tempers die, then talk to him politely to iron out any burning issue. He's also making the same point the other guy made. He said you should reserve whatever you want to say until his temper calms down. Then you will now politely say whatever you want to say. It's a very important idea. This one say you are right. There are a lot of people are supporting it. I have seen a lot of people are saying keep quiet or put your water in your mouth. Put your water in your mouth. To me, I think there are some arguments which you need to explain yourself. That is where I'm going. There are some arguments which you need to explain yourself. So this is exactly what I was trying to say. You can't just keep quiet. If the man is talking an issue that needs a response, you can't just shut your mouth or put water in your mouth and be going to the kitchen and be going to the refrigerator to go and take water, and all to do is to fill up your mouth and stay like a dumb or teddy bear, staring at him while he was talking. That is another movie, you know. So, but in realistically, we need a logical approach to this. You know, if there will be reason for you to shut your mouth, we need to know why. What kind of husband are you marrying to? Before I continue, I have a video where I say if you are married to a hot-tempered man, I mention about 5 or more reasons on how to deal with such situation. You can't just let the situation be there and be growing when your husband is hot-tempered, when he or she is hot-tempered, because not only the men are hot-tempered. If you have such person, you must start to deal with the situation. You must make a way. You must create the avenue to be taking the situation to God, and the solution must be applied. Else, it will go out of hand one day. You know? So it's not just what to do by trying to some of these things that we are saying here is not helping the situation to be resolved. It's just how to run away from the hot situation. Because since a man is still easily hot-tempered, the man is sick. He needs solution. He needs healing. You understand? So now let's see what this person is writing here. I want to repeat what Alice is saying. Okay, from Zambia. I have seen a lot of people are saying keep quiet or put water in your mouth. To me, I think there are some arguments which you need to explain yourself. If you keep quiet for good, it may seem as if you are being rude or something. I think your husband is someone who you have to be open with. You both need to talk respectfully and come up with the solution. Keeping quiet is good, but not always. So, it's just something you may do temporarily. It's not solving any problem at all. It's either you help your husband to understand where you are coming from, the points you are trying to raise, respectfully, like she said, or you know that this is how this man reasons, and then you try to come from his own point of view. And like some of us are aware of how we reason. Some of us are reasoning in an emotional way, some are logical. If you know already, you must be able to I think I will make another video on this topic because it is dealing with us. We need to know that a relationship must be handled not just the way you want. It must be handled the way it should go. Whether you like it or not, the relationship has a code, a general code. Then there will be a detail in each of these codes that will help you to make, because a relationship without an open mutual understanding, it will collapse. So someone now said again here on that, when the hubby is talking with some anger, he will not listen to you. Anything you say is provocative. To my own humble opinion, the wife just be silent. When he calm down, you the wife can politely explain why, So I agree with you. So a lot of people have a different opinion. Okay, now Louisa Mbu from Cameroon. He say, please, if you keep quiet, he will tell you are disrespecting him. So I think the best way is to work out of him, because you might not know the next step he will take. In other words, he is thinking already, maybe from talking, it is now going to be beating and so on. It's funny actually. Then someone responded and say, Louisa, no, working out is also disrespect. Better stay there and listen and don't answer him anything. Let's see what this guy wrote. It's also a Yoruba guy. The eloquence of silence in marriage. Communication is essential, indispensable in any relationship. To dialogue, plan, budget, set goals, and express our opinions. Yeah, Jesus, he wrote a lot. He even quoting all the Bible here. So let's check out someone who has written, because I don't want this video to be too long. That is why. It's a matter of determination. But one thing I have grabbed from what this man is saying, even though it's too long, one thing I grabbed here is that eloquence of silence in marriage. It is important. Communication is very essential, indispensable in any relationship. To dialogue, plan, budget, set goal. There is no way you can avoid communication, fervent communication. The only thing that I have seen
that is the case in probably with the person that asked this question is that she wanted to be quiet. She wanted to be quiet at that moment, but she couldn't. So she's asking for, how can I be quiet when I want to be quiet? Not that she wanted to say something. She did not say, what will I do when the man is talking? She said, when I wanted to be quiet, what can I do to be quiet? In other words, she's doing what she don't intend doing. Like St. Paul said in the Bible, I see myself doing what I never planned to do. It's that sin that is in us. But so we might not be right answering it from another angle. We just have to suggest what the person may want to do, or the easiest thing that the person will do to help her or him maintain the quietness, not to escalate or provoke the opponent into something else. Maybe that is the case in this situation. So let's see one or two more. If he is talking nonsense, just calculate your stock or think about your business. Who is owing you? When you finish and he is still talking, then think about what you want to buy your kids. What's missing in the house? This and that must buy. Just be calm. He will finish talking his nonsense. But if he is talking sense, listen attentively. This guy is making sense. Technical advisor. Funny. A lot of people are saying, okay, take a glass of water, 40 days of fasting and prayer. Jesus. This one say, listen to what he is saying and understand. And when he is done, then you can talk. That will make him feel important. Your boot will soil smooth. Jesus. I don't understand. Okay. Hold water in your mouth. Don't swallow it until he goes to bed. This is punishment now. My dear, learn to tolerate him. Have self-control and avoid anger. Wow. This is from Anambra. Sip of water and spit it when he is done talking. Oh yeah. A lot of people are using this water thing. Maybe that is why you go to some people's house and their mouth will just swell up. That one is a joke. My is just prayer. I was worse than you before. My hubby will say one word, I will say 5. It was prayer. This is my 15th year in marriage. No more quarrel. Jesus conquered the devil. Glory, hallelujah. Hey, I up you. This guy's name is from Calabar, a Nigerian. So this one say climb. This one say climb your bed and lay flat facing down with your particular face up. Jehovah. This one is not a solution. Since you know your problem, now this is the point here. Since you know your problem, it is half solved or it is halfway solved. If you can use this principle, it will help. When you stand, anger stands inside of you. So when you lay down, your anger too will lay down. So if your husband is talking, just find a place and lay down. Promise yourself you are not going to talk. He is making a technical point here. But before I continue, I want to quickly say this. For some of you who may not watch the video to the end, I definitely want to say that no matter the situation, it is a mutual journey. Whether the man is at fault or the woman is at fault, there must be give and take in every relationship. So even if you are the one just shouting,
then you are trying to pass a message. The man, whoever that is watching this video, if you're a man or a woman, please bear this in mind. If you're saying anything and nobody should receive it, then you need a help. If you are shouting, you don't just want to shout that nobody should listen. And if someone is listening, if you want someone to listen to you, you shouldn't shout. You should be talking. Okay? Now, from that talking, you must expect the person to respond with either question. I remember being at school, every teacher will always want to ask scholars, do you have question? Question helps the teacher. Whoever that is making a sentence or a presentation, question helps the person that is talking to know the level of understanding. There is always need for you to respond. The problem is, don't respond in attacking form. If you are getting it, if you are with him, respond, I get you. That which you want the man to do as well when you are talking. That is exactly the same thing you need to do. Because if the man is talking and you don't respond positively, it will be bouncing back to you. Because obviously the women talks more. So that is what I want to say here. So if you are a man and you are talking and you just want your wife to shut her mouth, you are sick. You are not getting it. You should want her to respond. You should want her to talk. You should be able to give space and let her talk. If you are the person and when you are talking, nobody talks, you have problem, anger problem. You need to manage it. You need to seek the face of counselors or God. Like someone mentioned here, 40 days fasting. Dry even. So I may not go longer than this. Let me also take a little right up here. Smile and be quiet no matter what. Smile and be quiet. Learn to listen. Absent-minded. Okay, allow him to talk and don't answer at the moment. Be silent even if you are genuine, if you have genuine reason, especially when he is in angry state. Reply him slowly in a gentle, humble state. When you are both in bed, he will definitely understand you, no matter how angry he is. When this happens, he will know he has a wise wife and he will respect you. A man is giving this advice. But men, why do you hold or give yourself a different treat as if you are special creature? Such that if a woman is in pain, that's a small reason. If you are in pain, he should be there for you with all my ears on the ground. Yeah, this one is also asking a good question. Just that he was using some write-up. This is how African culture is. All African and even the Bible instruct women to be humble to their husband, so that how to save your marriage in your home. I don't really believe what you're saying. Leave the house or sit somewhere far so that you can't hear him in order to avoid anger. There are some words that will make you throw that water in your mouth. This one is from Abuja. He's a queen. Because he said there are some words that the man will throw, and even that's your solution of water in your mouth, you won't know when you throw it out, and then you end up saying something. So she is making a point. He said, my dear, leaving the house and sit somewhere, that means you have disrespected him and his words. That is a response. Another woman is also telling her that when you leave him while he was still talking,
and go somewhere else and see it is a disrespect. How then do we do? This is the question. I'm still looking for someone. Suck the lips. I swear that thing tire me. My husband will be like, I'm talking, you keep quiet. If you try to talk, he will say keep quiet. When I'm talking, don't talk. If I try walk out, he will say don't walk out on me. I will just sit down and be shaking my head. That are meant for you. It is not easy. And that is why we are here. That is why we have chosen to make some of our channel about relationship. Because relationship has become something, like I do call it, a paradox age. A paradox topic. We will call relationship, I call it that way because something that is paradox is something that is telling you this way and it's also telling you the other way. Some people are completely discouraging people from having a good relationship because of what they have seen. And some people makes it as if it's not possible. There is no possibility of having a good relationship because of the way men do or because of the way women do or does. But I tell you, there are ways of having good relationship, and that is what my channel is all about. Please, you feel free to come round my channel, go to the video description on my video place, and you definitely find video that may answer one or two questions that you have in your mind. But if you don't see any of the video that will talk more in your area, feel free to write me. I will definitely find a way or find time to make a video that will answer the question that you have in your mind. So, as it is, I will be... My dear, silence has been my secret for years. Whenever my hubby is talking or mad at me, is to stare at him with tears rolling down my cheeks. Even if I know he is the one at fault, next thing is seeing him apologizing. My dear, learn to maintain it. It works like magic. Though it will be difficult at first. God is your strength. There's something this lady said here that I want to say again. Silence has been my secret for years. I believe years. Whenever hubby is talking or mad at me, is to stare at him with tears rolling down my cheeks. Even if I know he is the one at fault. Next thing is seeing him apologizing. You see, now it's a secret. She's just telling you guys the secret. You see, she will keep silent but unlock the tears to be rolling down. This is a tips. This is one of the most important tips that I have seen here throughout the whole, and it's coming to the end of the video and I'm seeing it. She has said it that the next day you will see the man apologizing. My dear, learn to maintain it. It works like magic, though it will be difficult at the first. God will be your strength. Someone responded under it and said, you deserve a award, my dear. You be a good wife material. Nice one. So someone said, you have a secret of a happy marriage and a good wife. So a lot of people responded. Let's see what people say to her. My tear can't run down my cheeks, but I just ignore him. He get tired of talking and talking to himself. You may you be blessed abundantly. People are praying for that. My husband is the one apologizing every time, because once he see tears rolling, he be like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to hurt you. This one is from Usuka. Hey God, these people are These people are tricky. These men, have you guys seen? This one say, men. God bless you. I truly relate with what you said. It does work. I do that also, but it's not easy though. No man want to be talked back at. Where is this one coming from? From Benin, Nigeria. You have good husband. Mine will never apologize. When you start crying, he will make sure you even cry more. Jehovah. Where is this one coming from? From Nairobi. The best advice ever. God bless you. My dear, every man needs respect, no matter the size, no matter how beautiful, tall, figure eight, and educated your husband remain your head. I'm not saying this to speak against my fellow women. No, but it is time we tell ourselves the truth. Jehovah, let me still finish it. It is time we tell ourselves the truth. When I discovered the secret of marriage, even friend, relative, though it's like it's charm. I'm happily married with 2 kids, expecting the third. There, no single day hubby will left for work without coming to my shop to pick me out for lunch. Unless he traveled, he took me as his best friend and everything because I have the key to his heart. And not that I am perfect, but some of us need to work on our character. Even if the man is the most heartless of people around, we will attest that you are a good woman. God will help us in the journey so far. We don't only pray to get married, we also pray to stay in marriage. I will end with this one. We also pray to stay in marriage. It is the utmost prayer for anyone who is single or married. It's not only to pray for good marriage, but also to stay. Whether it's good or bad, it can be good with prayer and all these small tips. So I will be stopping here, but I want to show you guys. This person is from Abia State. Who said there is no good? Chioma Oma. Her name is Chioma, and she's from Abia State. She said she will just keep quiet, looking at him, staring at him, but she'll be crying somehow, and that worked for her. And I think I'm not saying people should be doing it because there are crocodile tears, as well as there are crocodile tears, but whatsoever that will get you out of the way first. But I have so much advice. If you know your husband or your spouse is hot-tempered, or when he is talking, he is aggressive, he don't want anybody to talk back at him, you need to find a solution. Is to persevere, and one is to deal with such situation to stop it from ever happening. It can be dealt with. If you have a partner that when he or she is talking, the house will be shaking, you are insecure, you need to work on it. And we have videos for it, we have tips for it. And feel free to write me, ask me any question. You see my email, churchmails@gmail.com, and I will be glad to respond at you or respond to your questions. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. And remain blessed. Bye.